so that it's like a ballet artist or a ballerina or ballet dancer, because we want to be on point. And let me just share with you where I feel like my finger is supposed to be. Wilfred, hey Wilfred. Here is where the impression of the string is. See what I'm doing there? See that line? That's where the string is supposed to be if I'm properly addressing the guitar. So, for example, let's take a look. I'm formulating a C chord. So let's take a quick look. Let me give you an impression of where I like to keep my fingertips. It's not comfortable at first when we first learn this, but it does get better. You just have to allow ourselves some time, you know. And I'm making an impression.
The string.
Here it is. That's where it is. That's where the string lives on this finger. On all fingers, fingertips. So, that being said, if I keep my thumb over here on the top of the guitar, stretching is essential, Wilfred. That's a great question mark, yep. So that's a great question marker. So I definitely need the stretching, because if you play more than 15 minutes at a time, 20 minutes at a time, and especially if you're in a bad technique, like, you know, gasoline sand, you know, some of us are in a bad technique, and you know, we end up hyperextending that wrist. Really, the wrist is supposed to be straight. Everything from the elbow all the way to this bend here is supposed to be straight angle, so as not to injure our bodies, our person. So if I have my thumb up here, you can see how it brings my fingers close and it chokes them off. If I drop my thumb around, you can see all of the air that it opens up between the bottom of the guitar neck and my hand. So that's really what we're searching for, is the mobility right there. And then the thumb is a pivot point. You can reach from fret 1 to 12 with just a pivot of the thumb, you know. So very, very good stuff to know right away. Super basic, but super advanced at the same time. And you can take that information and do whatever it is you want to do with it. Let's go ahead and jump back into the 1, 2, 3, 4. So have we done 2, 3, 4 yet? I don't think we have. So we use fingers 2 and 3 and 4. Let's jump back into the exercise. Coming along nicely. Good morning, Mr. Husband. Good morning, Ronit. Good morning, Robbie again. Pembrew. Good morning, Pembrew. Mantico, I think I said hello to you, but hi again. And we love it. Jose. Good morning. Flores. Good morning. So fingers 2 and 3 and 4. Frets 10, 11, and 12. If you're just tuning in, 60 beats per minute, you hear that click as a metronome. And we're using that every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here at Jason Carey Guitar, in the morning ritual for guitar growth throughout the entire year of this 2025. So it's free. Please join us with your guitar. And we talk about all of the things that we want to do, that we want to accomplish, but we do it through basic fundamental principles that we can fold into our own guitar practice as we improve ourselves throughout the year. 2 and 3 and 4, 10, 11, 12, 1 E and 4 times per beat, 2 E and go E and classical guitar, left-hand principles, absolutely. What do you think about the major pentatonic with a flat third scale? And well, you know, anytime you can alter pentatonics, it becomes really becomes an interesting. We should talk about that when we start our little bit on improv toward the end of this show, toward the end of this rich morning ritual for guitar growth. Justin, if you can bring that question up, I want to talk about that. That's a really good question for framing an American approach to music and blurring the lines between sonorities like such as major and minor sonorities and how American singers, specifically Delta blues singers, would find that line between happiness and sad, which I equate with joy, but we should talk a bit more about that. We could talk more about that. Great question. Fingers 1 and 2 and 3 and 10, 11, 12. 1 and putting on my shoes. If you don't mind a recommendation, hammer in different fingers when playing a chord. No, don't mind any suggestions at all. Simple Tyler Chavez type sound. Oh yeah. Ooh, Steve, that is a lot of thought. Yeah, I'm gonna have to burn some. I burned a lot of calories there just a moment ago. And good thing for me, I keep a little extra gas in the tank. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I'd be passed out by now with all that thought happening. Good point. Good point on the chords too. We'll talk about that as well in the improv session. Emily, good points. Ronette, thank you, Jesse. Welcome. Ligaments. Yep, that's right. And I sucked. Excellent. I would recommend just kind of taking advantage of this. Like we have a lot of, thousands of people see this, but we have a pretty good continuum. What is it? Continuum of players from all over the planet who just sort of show up every day and keep the live chat really banging. So this is a great experience for beginners, intermediate, advancing guitar players alike to come in, ask questions, share concerns, share techniques, share values, so long as they're consistent with the culture of respect in the live stream, in the live chat. So we've just been enjoying a good quality time together, and you are now invited. Consider yourself invited. So, Lefty, and I'm actually, for some reason, my camera started mirroring itself, and I can't flip it around for some reason. Like a month ago, a few weeks ago, something happened to YouTube, and it just started flipping my image. So, if it's confusing, I apologize. I want you to know that I have a ticket open with YouTube, and maybe I'll attach Anthony on the next ticket. Maybe he can help me figure it out. All right. It seems like a pretty simple fix, but a lot of moving parts, takes time, sometimes organizational structures, and it's so large, sometimes it's hard to be responsive, which is kind of the death of any company, but I don't really think of this one anymore. So anyway, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, here we go. 1, frets 9, 10, 11, and 12, 1 B and a 2 B and a T and a faux. It's important when you're buying a guitar to try to use them beforehand. Absolutely. I have smaller hands, so I have to find a guitar with a neck right size to allow me to reach. Same with big fingers. Yeah, Dan, that's a great point. It's pretty cool how there are people who genuinely seem to care here in live chat. And these people have been, many have made a commitment to be here for the entire year. I'm not sure, I don't really have any expectations, but the only expectation I really do have is of myself. And I pray to God that I can be here every day. And when I wake up, I thank God for being here another day to play the guitar and do it, try to get it right. Just try to get the thing right, which includes breathing, being aware of every single note that I play. Even though I'm talking over these notes, I'm really concentrating on being observant of how much pressure I'm using on my pick hand. Am I pressing too hard with my fret hand? And earlier on, Johnny talks about one of the ways you can make that makes a difference in your legato style playing it's not anything other than touch. So touch, as light as you can get it, is where we find a good tone. So whatever that means to you, let's go ahead and put that to work. All right, now fingers 1, 2, 3, stretch 4. 1, 2, 3, stretch 4. And 1 E and a 2 E and a 4. Hello everyone from Etsy. On my YouTube channel, under community posts, I dropped a link to the Denim Dentist stream on Instagram Friday. Awesome, thank you very kindly. Dan Husband, disclosure time. I took an online lesson yesterday for the first time from a young guy and a young kid. It was a master class on triads, and it was an excellent experience. Congratulations, man. Very cool. Master class on triads. Bam, Anthony. I promise I'll get better at streaming and making them available. It's hard. I need a videographer to follow us around. Cinematographer. Oh, Steve. That hammer-on cord comment was for the guy talking about finger placement with fat fingers. Oh, there you go. Nice. That was so easy. Jose, Ariel Flores, Amen, bro. I wanted you to play. I've been playing, for a spell since probably, as long as I can remember. There have always been guitars around the house, so probably as long as I've been playing, because what old is I guess is my age would be a giveaway as to how close to how long I've been playing. There's always been a guitar around the house, and just a lot early on it was a lot of discovery-based method. We always buy a pile of these things. We buy a pile of these things. Oh, here we go. Classic example on how to know where your, spatial awareness, where your headstock is. So we buy these and leave them laying around the house for the, the kids when they come over. They take the nut off and they turn them around. They really just explore the things. But it's okay because they're like 20, 30, 40 bucks. And we just buy a pile. We leave them all over the place, just laying around. And then when next thing you know, the kids are here and they're like strumming like their little rockers. They're playing their Disney songs, and it's just a really cool thing to do, just to have the things laying around the house. That discovery-based method. So let's go ahead and get into 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll kick the first finger back, and we'll go ahead and do a first finger stretch here. 8, 10, 11, and 12. 1 Z and a 2 Z and a putting on my shoes. I like to equate that with the value of that with, how when we practice these things in our own time, sometimes our minds will drift off and think about going to the store, buying bread, or remembering that beautiful ridge climb that we did in Peru or wherever we were, or whatever. Or we'll start working on, we'll just somehow transition into a song that we like to learn. And then we, sometimes we'll get lost and never come back. And we'll just be chasing the dragon down this song. And that's those little discovery-based experiences and learning are super exciting. That's what keeps all of this fresh for us, right? If we don't have that ability to, gratify the music, it's so rewarding and satisfying to play a song that we don't like the song sounds on the record, but match that sound. Super exciting. So, if you wanted to, you gotta have a list of songs that you want to learn. I think, like an A-list, 30 songs or 40 songs that you know how to play well, and then a B-list of other songs, 100, 10, 5, 10, 3 or 4, 5, 10, 100 songs, whatever it is, whatever it takes. to just keep learning and keep absorbing those songs and play those songs.
Hi, my name is Marcel.
And how are we doing for time? So we're at 39 minutes, so we'll go through this 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, let's do that. Let's save that for later, maybe tomorrow. We'll do 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, this just programmatic fingering pattern. And then we use finger 1, 3, 4, 1, 3, 4. So we'll start with 1, 2, 4, 9, 10, and 12.
It's very useful for you to warm up the fingers, to set them in place, to gain control, or you're by now not yet very flexible. You can start on a higher position so the frets are a little bit narrow and it's a little bit easier and more comfortable for you. Once we have built the chord, we will be switching around the fingers in couples. So the internal fingers and then the external ones. And it will look something like this. First we have the main chord, and now we have the switch. They change strings, so the second goes to the second string, and the third goes to the third string. And then we will change around the first and the fourth, so we will move them like this. And then again, we will change this over. You can actually play many rhythmical patterns with this. Let's start just with an ascending arpeggio. You can also do it descending and then ascending and descending, or descending and ascending. You can just be creative with that. Make sure though that all the notes that you're playing sound clean. Now once you have the first part, you can just copy paste this to one string lower and you repeat.
Alright, fingers 1 and 3 and 4. And 1 and 2 and 9, 11, 12. Oh, I snuck a second finger in there because my tonal memory is equating where I think the sound should be with where my fingers, where my tonal memory has an understanding and expectation of tonality. It tonicizes something, and then it tells my fingers memory, my entire nervous system, so it tells my fingers and musculature, skeletal musculature. Don't play 1, 3, 4 there. Play 1, 2, 4 there, simply because that's where the third note is supposed to be, or that's where the major third is supposed to be. But we're trying to break those habits, we're trying to dismantle or not dismantle. Remove barriers to expectations on the instrument, I think, with this kind of exercising. So when you start tightening things up, it really stops. It really stops everything. So, and then you stop breathing, and it's like, we're done for it. We're done for it. So that's why it's so important to practice slowly for me. And the maintenance of that breath does not change based on tempo or frequency of attacks per beat. It doesn't, the breathing shouldn't change for me because that really changes my capabilities to execute some very complicated and intricate lines on the guitar. So we'll start again with the we'll start again with A, 2, 1, 2. We'll start again with A. sophistication when playing simple, clean, easily standard melodies, easily absorbed, because we don't need to play whole melodies all the time. Some can keep up, but it's like, really so if I have a little lamp with a key of like, let's say, was A, and I'm playing the 4 chord, then I'm heading back to the 1 chord of A. We can just use open A and fret 2 on the E, and then E, open to E and fret 2 on the string. The D chords, open D and fret 2 on the G. Back to the A. And then we're back to the 1. So the 12 bar blues, and then we head on to 4. And then back to major pentatonic. But major pentatonic with a flat 3 is this way. But you can also play around with that 3, so Justin, that's a great question for improvisation. We'll start with minor pentatonic. And I can use this, I can justify this as warm-up because